Now, back to the Insiders with James Ham and Kyle Madsen, brought to you by Jiffy Lube on ESPN 1320.
Shout out to Stores, man. We love Stores.
Stores.
And not Stores, Connecticut.
That's right.
Salute to UConn. All right. Kings Pistons tonight. We've had this kind of, I say we, you and I, but then the larger kind of Kings commentariat has been having this discussion about tearing it down, rebuilding. Do you want to keep the pick this year that you owe to the Hawks, or do you want it to convey so you're clear moving forward with your own picks? Because if it doesn't convey this year, top 10 protected next year, and then after that it dissolves into 2 second-round picks in 2027 and 28. Correct?
Yes.
I have the years right? 25, 26, 27.
No,
Yeah.
26 and 27. It becomes a 26 and 27 second-round pick if it doesn't convey by next year.
Oh, got it. Okay, so got it. Okay.
Okay, so top 12 this year, top 10 protected next year.
And if the Kings have the 6th pick next year, their second-round pick next year,
and their second-round pick in 27 go away. Now, and again, if they give it away this year, if the 2025 goes away, all of a sudden they have their 26 through 32 plus 2 additional first-round picks, 1 extra in 27 and 1 in 31. So they have 9 first-round picks, and they get their 26 and 27 second-round picks back the second that pick conveys. So those picks are hiding in limbo right now. They cannot trade their 26 or 27 second-round picks.
Right.
As soon as the 2025 pick is conveyed, if that's what happens,
those unlock.
So now they can access those as well.
It kind of seems to me like the pick conveying this year would be better.
Well, the pick conveying this year or the pick not conveying at all and you getting your 26 and giving up your 26 and 27 pick, I mean, that might be like better world. But again, that would mean that you're bad 2 years in a row.
Right.
Yeah.
So take me through this because I don't understand it.
Okay.
So the Kings could make the play-in, not the playoffs.
No.
If they make the playoffs, they're keeping their pick.
Yeah. So if you're in the play-in,
I'm sorry. If they make the playoffs, they're losing their pick.
Yes.
Okay. Go on.
Okay. So the way the play-in works is those games don't count for anything except for play-in, right? Except for play-in standings. So if someone scores 125 points in a play-in game, he is not the all-time leader in points scored in a game.
Doesn't count.
It does not count.
They literally, those games don't exist like on Basketball Reference.
Yeah, they don't exist, right? So what that means is that if you're let's say you're in the play-in, so you're either 7, 8, 9, or 10, your standings are locked the day the play-in happens, the day the season ends. So if the Kings at that point, let's say they have 38 wins, let's say they don't win another game and they're 38 and 44, right? That's their standing when it comes to the lottery. Now, if they win 2 play-in games and go to the 8th seed, they now become the 15th pick in the draft, right? And they would lose their pick. Right. They're not, or the 16, whatever, 15, 16th pick.
Out of the lottery.
And they're out of the lottery, right? But the reason why we never talked about this before was the Kings were so far ahead of all these Eastern Conference teams. Like all of these teams, like whether it's Atlanta, Miami, Chicago, like there's a whole stack, Orlando, and of course the Hawks, right? There's all these teams that were way behind the Kings in the standings. Well, the Kings started losing a bunch of games. So as you keep losing, you keep dropping down in the overall standings. If the season were to end today, the Kings would be the 14th pick in the draft before the lottery. Then the lottery happens. If the Kings move up into the top 4, which is like such a small, it's like
1 point something,
2.4% or something. Like there's a possibility they would move up into the top 4. If you move up into the top 4, you get to keep your pick.
Right.
If you don't, then the pick is going to Atlanta.
Right.
Well, the problem is if the Kings drop below Dallas, they're now the 13th pick, right? And then you start looking at the Eastern Conference teams, and almost all of them have caught the Kings. So when it comes to
so crazy,
yeah. So right now the Heat are 35 and 43, but again, let's say the Heat are the 10th seed, right? But let's say they figure out a way to make the playoffs.
which you can't put past the Miami Heat.
No, you can't. So that would mean that one of the other teams gets pushed down. So the way to play it, again, if you make the playoffs, you jump up into the playoff bracket, and then the other teams are then relegated to the lottery, and they figure that out.
Right.
But all of a sudden, okay, so the Mavs we've got at 30 and 41. They're a half game behind the Kings. The Orlando Magic, 38 and 40. They have the Hawks, the Celtics, the Pacers, the Hawks as their final 4 games. The Hawks are 37 and 41. They're a game behind the Kings. They have the Magic, the Nets, the Sixers, and the Magic. So they have 2 easily winnable games and could move ahead of the Kings. The Bulls have the Cavs, the Heat, the Wizard, and the Sixers. Their schedule, sure, the Cavs are tough, but now we're looking at the Heat, the Wizard, the Sixers to finish the season.
Well, the Cavs are tough for some teams, not for all of them.
Not all of them. And then, of course, the Heat have the Sixers, the Bulls, the Pelicans, and the Wizards. So the Heat right now, again, Sixers, Bulls, Pelicans, Wizards. They've got 4 winnable games on their schedule. They could easily get to 39 wins. And it's possible that the Kings don't win another game. So if the Kings keep winning games, then this becomes like a moot point. Like, we're not going to worry about it.
Right.
But if they keep losing games and then they make the play-in, but they don't make the playoffs, there is potential for them to be the 12th seed in the lottery or the 11th seed in the lottery and keep their pick while making the play-in as long as they don't make the playoffs. Got me? So they can make the play-in, win a game, lose a game, it doesn't matter. Get to the second game. As long as they don't win the second game and go to the playoffs, they could still retain their pick. Because again, the play-in games don't count towards your standings.
Retain their pick without moving up or down.
Yes.
Because in this scenario, if they finish at the 12 and the 13 seed moves up into the top 4,
then they would lose
get
their
pushed
pick
down to 13 and they lose their pick.
Exactly. But there's like this little tiny window where you're like, hey, look at that. They could actually make the play-in, not make the playoffs, and still keep their pick. And the best part about this, for me, it would just be so amazing if it was the Atlanta Hawks that won too many games and knocked you down you down in the standings by climbing above you in the standings.
The Hawks are the reason they don't have a first-round pick.
And the Hawks could lose the Kings' first-round pick by winning, which would be spectacular. And again,
that'd be so good.
Look at they play the Magic, the Nets, the Sixers, and the Magic.
So Sixers Heat tonight. Then it's the Kings Pistons, Sixers Heat are the only 2 NBA games going on tonight.
Oh wow!
So the Kings for this scenario would be rooting hard for the Heat to beat the Sixers. Correct?
Yes.
Because you want the Heat to win.
Yep, you want the Heat to win. Yeah, you want the Heat to win. You want the Bulls to win as many games as possible. The one thing, you've got the Hawks and the Magic both play each other. And again, the Magic schedule is very difficult, but they're tied right now with the Kings, but they're the 7 seed as of right now.
Can I tell you what I'm not going to do?
Worry about this? It's okay.
No. It wasn't that. What I refuse to do is, let's say the Kings beat Dallas in the play-in and jump up into the 7-8 play-in game, or the 8 seed playing game. I will not go into that game, whether it's against Golden State or Memphis or Minnesota or Denver or the Clippers, and be rooting for the Kings to lose so they can keep their damn pick.
Yep. No, I'm with you.
That is not a thing I will be doing. Like, you can go to the playoffs, get a couple of playoff games here, get some valuable playoff experience, or you can pick 12th in the draft. I won't. I can't. Those two things don't line up for me.
No, but the scenario I'm pointing out is for some people, it is the best of all possible.
I totally. Because there's people who have been like, do you want to make the play-in or keep your pick? And it's like, you can actually do both.
Yeah, there's an angry mob over here that says, I want to rebuild. And then there's an angry mob over here that says, I want at least one play-in game and I want to try to make the playoffs. There is a way that everybody can actually be happy in this scenario.
Great.
I love it.
I guess. I don't know, man. Do you know Quentin? I'm